Howdy, y'all. All you Merkins out across Merca. It's your right lane cowboy with another milepost musing. So, yesterday was the big game, and Chiefs won, and woohoo, and it's all over, and thank God. It gets a little bit tiresome to listen to it out here on the road. That's all you hear about for 2-3 weeks before the game. Anyway, so yesterday I was, before the game, I was out polishing my truck, hand polishing it. I washed it a few weeks back, and it stayed pretty clean. Of course, all the rainstorms and all that, poor man truck wash. Soap it up with some spray soap and run out through a really heavy Midwestern storm, and it'll wash it right off. It makes it just as clean as it can get, And then, when I park, and it's nice out, I use this Lucas Speed Wax. It does really good. Cleans it right up and keeps it nice and waxed for 3 or 4 washes, and it washes off. Got to do it again. But anyway, I'm out there and I'm doing it. So and I'm on the front of the hood out here, and I'm wiping it down real good and getting it all prettied up. And I look behind me, and here's this guy. He's got his hands crossed and looking at me, all scowling. Like, I turn around and say, "What? What do you want?" And he goes, "You're not an owner-operator." I'm like, "No, I'm not an owner-operator. I wouldn't be an owner-operator, not in the climate that this nation is right now. And the gas prices and the prices of permits and all that, and the fact that, if I want to make any money, I got to have 10 or 12 trucks, and I'm not going to do that, so I can only buy one truck, lease on with the company I'm with or another company, and only get $1.24. It's not worth it anyway. That's a whole nother video, so I digress. He goes, "Well, you're not an owner-operator, but you're out here acting like an owner-operator. What are you, a super trucker?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a super trucker. I'm just a guy that likes to have a clean truck, man. Think about it. I'm working with a company who took on the risk of buying a $100,000 truck. He permitted it. They licensed it. And then they entrusted me with all of that risk that they put forward on this truck just to haul loads and make some money and hopefully pay the truck off and put some money in the bank, pay me. So why would I not respect that and keep the truck as clean as I can possibly clean it? It's not my name on the side of the truck. It's their name. And, well, anyway, he couldn't understand that, so I kept on going. We're going around this truck, and he's kind of following me around like a puppy dog all the way around this truck. And if you open I don't just wax it and make it look pretty. If you open my doors, it's almost like a detail job. If you open my doors and look at the door jambs, they are just as clean and pretty and waxed and shiny as the rest of the truck. I get everything off. If you go, where the ground effects on the side of the cab go all the way down from the bottom of the cab down to the ground, which is like 3 feet. There's that plastic cowling that goes all the way down. Well, that overlaps the cab a little bit, so I reach behind there and I clean and polish behind that too to make it to where you're not looking at something that looks like you just kind of cleaned around stuff. You did a thorough job. So anyway. He goes, "Man, you really get in there and get her done, don't you?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. If you're going to do it right. If you're going to take the time to do it right. Make sure that, when you're going down the road, you look like a respectable truck driver, not like one of these freaking, I don't even know what you call them. A lot of people call them super truckers. They're not super truckers, They're lack of respect truckers, I guess you could call them. They're people that, basketball short wearing, flip-flop wearing truck drivers. They drive along down the road with their feet up on the dash, kicked back, and not ready for anything that could happen. Tailgating everybody and shooting in and out and weaving in and out of traffic and whatnot. And 9 times out of 10, their truck is dirty and banged up, dents and rub marks, yellow rub marks from pipe ballards and the fuel island, and tore up wheels and rims and everything like that. So there's a perk to cleaning your truck. Pretty good benefits to keeping a nice clean truck. Number one, most of the time you're not going to get called in a weigh station or a checkpoint to be inspected. because they're going to look at your truck and go, hey, he keeps everything clean, even the gas cap's clean. So they're probably not going to find anything on this truck that's going to be, you know, in violation of any kind of regulation. So they're going to waste their time and not getting any revenue off this truck. So they, you know, get on down the road, give me a green light, get on down the road. The guy behind me that's all banged up with yellow, you know, he's dirty and he got yellow marks all over it. He's going to pull in there and get all kinds of different violations and possible fines. You know, if it's dirty, if they can't even keep it clean, if they don't have the wherewithal to wipe their windows off and keep the dashboard off, what makes anybody think that they're going to be doing a proper pre-trip and make sure they got proper air inflation, air pressure in their tires, proper light, all the lights working properly, you know, stuff like that. I mean, I've seen people going down the road with mud flaps dragging on the ground. Then they wonder why they got tickets and a bad, you know, bad record. What is that called? I forget the name of it. CSA record. So anyway, that's why I do that. That's why I clean my truck. I'm not a super trucker. You know, I'm not a stupid trucker. I'm a respectful trucker. I'm a guy who respects the fact that somebody put up a lot of risk, more than I could ever afford. You know, I'm not gonna fork out $100,000 plus the thousands of dollars it takes to license and permit this truck to get it on the road, plus all the, you know, $400 to $500 every time I fill up with diesel, which is like every other day. That's a lot of money that I really don't want to do. I just would rather just keep the truck nice and clean and drive down the road and enjoy my day and get a paycheck. And it's a decent paycheck. It's a real decent paycheck. Truck drivers are making more money now than they've ever made, you know. And a lot of people argue that, but the fact still remains. If you could just look at people's settlements and paychecks, it's really not that hard to prove that they're making more money now than they ever have. And I do believe that we're over-regulated out here on the road, but how are we going to change that? Well, call your congressman. That's what I do. I call the congressman and complain to him or her, whoever it is. I don't know who it is right now. I haven't even paid attention since the last election. I've been too busy working and driving. But yeah, the mentality of, well, you're a super trucker. I can't believe you're cleaning that truck and you're just a company driver is a dumb mentality. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter if you're driving a truck. It doesn't matter if you're renting something. I mean, if you go down to the rental store and rent a piece of equipment to go, you know, string a fence or dig some post holes or whatever and mow a lawn, I don't care. You take it back better than what you got it, right? You treat it like it's yours. You're supposed to treat whatever you have like it's yours, because it's not yours, and somebody else assumed the risk and entrusted that risk to you know, whoever they're entrusting it to. I can't say that enough. You know, I could probably talk about that and repeat myself 45 times and probably not get my point across, but I'll do my best anyway. So treat it like it's yours. Or go buy it and make it yours. But either way, keep it clean and keep it nice going down the road. Get out of my way, Amazon. Why is Amazon always in my way? I don't understand. Amazon, if it's not a big truck where it says there's more to Prime, a truckload more. That's a dumb saying. Whatever. Get out of my way. And if it's not one of them big trucks, it's one of them little bitty vans that they got. I got in Dallas. This is a funny story. I got in Dallas and heading over on, westbound on 20. I passed the Amazon. A line of Amazon delivery vans come out onto that freeway that numbered probably 40, 45 vans. And I'm like, wait a minute. If you get a line of 40 or 50 bikes, everybody starts just complaining. look at all these bikes, look at all these motorcycles in my way. But if you get a line of 45 Amazon delivery vans out there, everybody's like, oh, cool, Amazon, put people to work. What the hell? Come on. Get out of my way. Silly Amazonians. Anyway, not much else to talk about today. There's not a whole lot of cities I'm going through. I am going to go through Liberal, Kansas today. Maybe I'll do a video on that. We all know what, went through Liberal, Kansas. And if you don't, look it up and maybe I'll talk about it. It's quite interesting. In fact, the house is still sitting there. The water tank behind the house is still sitting there. So, yeah, look up what's in Liberal, Kansas, and yeah, you'll be quite pleased if you don't already know. It's actually kind of cool. So I'm gonna do what I can to keep the rubber on the bottom and the shiny side high. Now that it's all shiny, right on. Keep on treating it like it's mine. We will talk at you all later. Thanks for watching.